Slavic Federation. And we're finishing pioneering next turn, so we could start getting some trade going. The thing is, I don't know how hostile these aliens are going to be to my trade routes, and I don't want to spend, 10 turns of production and then just have our trade routes pillaged. Alright, so where are the hit points? We're going to do all manner of mouse hovering. Is it this barrel on the bottom? How's this guy doing? Well, he's healing up pretty quickly within our own territory. So, oh, okay, so this thing right here, this is the hit points. I gotcha. 55 out of 100 hit points. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, chat. That was super obvious. It was just very minimalistic, and if you didn't know where to look, well, I certainly missed it. And what do we have here? Reslin. And our next tech. So, we have pioneering, we can pump out trade vessels, we can get another colonist going. We did have that quest for alien preserves, but I don't... Does the quest tell me what the reward is? Quests. Found an outpost. Done. Build a colonist. Okay, so the free colonist off of our virtue does not trigger the found an outpost quest. Killing a worm, we'll have to wait until we get friendly with the wildlife before we attempt anything like that. And plus we need an army. I don't have an army right now. The alien preserve. But they don't tell us what our reward's going to be, so I'm not going to go and rush towards the alien preserve. Let's see then. What would I rather? Reveals titanium, that does sound useful. Production of land units if we do want to get an army rolling. And being so close to Kozlov, we might need to do that. Extra energy from a reactor, combat rover. Well, if we are going to be needing to either fight siege worms or Kozlov, probably getting physics for some ranged units might be useful. What buildings does that unlock for us? Science from Paraxite. Alright, we are soon going to have a whole bunch of floatstone. What buildings give us bonuses from floatstone? Floatstone Quarry. Alright, so it doesn't search by abilities. Floatstone is for the purity mechanic. So presumably stuff that gives us purity affinity would also be associated with techs that give us floatstone bonuses. I mean, we also have all of that xenomass, but it's currently covered up by alien nests. So that requires floatstone, but it doesn't boost floatstone. Alright, so let's not worry about that for now. We could get embarkation, but that's not too important for us right now. Food bonuses, science bonuses, production bonuses. Well, alright, so our military advisor wants us to go engineering. Our science advisor wants us to go ecology for the ultrasonic fence and the vivarium. If we have deserts, I might go ecology there for vivarium. Otherwise, revealing titanium, which is what our military advisor wants, might be a good plan. Alright, so, do we have desert? Mines on grassland, grassland, and deserts. Alright, so our new, or soon-to-be new city does have some deserts that we can take advantage of, so let's actually go ecology instead. And do I want to pump out a colonist right now? We do have some nice places that we might want to settle over here, including fruit. That's not terribly exciting. More floatstone, some Faraxite, but that would definitely alarm the Slavic Federation. We can turn the, well, while we're thinking about cities, we'll keep the yields on, probably on a river, so we can get that extra energy. The gold is nice in that it gives us the culture, but what I should really be keeping my eye out for is more strategic resources. So in our area of the map, we're really heavy on xenomass and eventually floatstone. Fraxite is going to be hotly contested, so we're probably going to go and lean, at least early mid-game, towards going harmony / floatstone would be purity. And if that's the case, we'll want to pick up some more floatstone, so we could settle something up here. Let's see, let's turn the grid on as well, so we can more easily see the spacing. We can't settle on these little crevices. If we settled and we can't settle directly on resources, that destroys them. Settling here would get us another few floatstone. But otherwise, the yields in that area don't look great, and it's really low on food. If we just want high food locations with hills that we can improve later, settling over here would get us 2 xenomass, which is not very exciting, some fungus. Let's see, a colonist is going to take us 15 turns. That leaves us 15 turns to scout out a better location with our explorer. Let's go and grab a laboratory first, and then, well, laboratory on 8. Does production of a colonist stop our food growth? Stagnation, yes it does. Our next citizen is in 9. Getting that second city out, or third city out, is probably pretty important, but I don't have an ideal spot that I want to drop him in. So let's go and build some trade vessels. And for that, we'll need a trade depot. Alright, trade depot it is. Yeah, I agree with you guys in chat that this whole green, dark blue color palette isn't the best. I probably should have selected one of the other biomes just because I like the way those look a lot better. But we went with the first Terra-like planet that came up on the planet selection screen. Alright, so is it going to be safe for me to wander this worker over here? It's going to take 3 turns. Let's try it. We're going to learn exactly how much we can get away with respect to these aliens. And we're 10 turns off from ecology. We're working on that trade depot. Jimboomba. Looks like we'll grow in 2 turns. So in 2 turns we'll have our colony, our new colony up. And that's probably when it'll start taking a bite into our health. Alright, we've discovered another station. Lalibela would provide us with 4 culture if we established a trade route there. Alright, where is Lalibela? Oh, way over here. I have no idea how we're going to trade with that. Alright, but we are going to go and trade with Church of the Dawn's Light and develop a virtue. Do I want to get a 10% bonus to food? Plus 15% to talent improvement build speed. Yes, most definitely. So we'll have a total of plus 25, which is fairly considerable. Alright, so we finished off prosperity there. And next up, well, if the chat wants to weigh in, you're certainly welcome to. I don't know how effective doing early war against Kazlov is going to be. It does seem like a good plan though. If we can take care of him before he gets too strong, we'll have this whole area to ourselves. Don't know if the other factions will see us as warmongers as a result. And as I understand it, to build any military units of consequence, we'll need to start going into these virtues. So doing an early rush with soldiers and rangers, I don't know how feasible that is. We could give it a go, depending on what the rest of the land around Kazlov looks like. Alright, so this looks like the end of the peninsula. Let's go explore north so that we can figure out where we want to drop our 3rd city. We finished the generators here. Turn the yields on quickly. Definitely some nice yields here. Scary siege worm. And we can go and improve the silica. Ah, and a very late arriving faction. Brasilia. Reginaldo de Alencar. Alencar? Alencar of Brasilia. Please ignore my random accents and pronunciation. Alright, well, nice to meet you. Where did you land exactly? Right over here. Alright, so these guys are nicely crowded in together. We don't have to worry about them too much, but we do have this guy who landed right at our doorstep and could potentially be causing a lot of trouble for us in the medium to near future. Alright, this guy should grow to a city soon, and I would like another module before I head out, but let's go and guard the worker. And what's happening here? Our unit was killed. Oh no, but we were so friendly with the aliens that killed our worker. Alright, so we definitely can't assume that the aliens aren't going to attack us. At least we got most of our improvements done first, and we will need to build out another worker then. We could also potentially buy one. Purchase a worker. That's 270 dust or energy. Too much endless legend. There aren't... Okay, this tile is better. Strictly better. And let's get some more food and energy rather than full-on production. Okay, that seems fine to me. We're working on the trade depot. Don't know if I need to buy a worker out here. We could go and buy a worker out once Jimboomba finishes, but we already have a worker there, and that'll be fine. Alright, so we won't worry about replacing that worker just yet, at least not until we either get these aliens into friendly status, or we have some units to protect our workers. New quest log. For your eyes only. A mysterious encrypted transmission was received from an unknown origin. After some considerable effort, it has been decoded. The clear text reads, "The Culper cell requires infrastructure for covert operations. Should you choose to accept, you'll be rewarded in time." Interesting, and to do that we need to research computing. And so that's going to be the whole espionage side of things, which I definitely want to start exploring. So where is computing, and how quickly can we start researching it? Artificial intelligence presumably requires computers. But no, it's not directly. Okay, so here's computing. And as a prerequisite, ecology. Perfect. Alright, we'll go ecology into computing, and then maybe we'll pick up engineering or even physics if we need rangers to do some early aggression. Slow pinger, that worker was 2 days from retirement. I think he was the worker that came along with us from the home planet, so yeah, my sincerest apologies to him and his family. I'm not sure if it's a manned worker or a robotic worker, but in either case, we definitely send our condolences. So why isn't Jimbo growing? It's because this... what is this guy? This manticore is stepping on our best food tile. Is that why? No, it's not. We should have grown by now. Is this a city or... No, it's still an outpost. Our territory has expanded though, which is nice. Alright, well, we'll get the worker in here. We can't currently clear miasma. And so we'll probably just go and drop a generator on the other side of the river here. Quest updated. Blood Bank. Since opening our clinic, the populace has been split on an ideological divide. Securing and improving our new territory has put a great strain on both our military and civil workforces, and both contend that the hazards they face should be offset by state-sponsored healthcare. Our fledgling colony does not have the resources to do both, which is in greater need. Do we want to provide defense for workers, which is city hit points from clinics, or care for civil workers, health from clinics? Alright, do I want more health or more hit points? The question is, how aggressively are the AI going to be attacking our cities? Ideally, we'll be the aggressors, and we won't have to defend in our cities, although on deity, defending in our cities is pretty common. Let's go with the health for now, just because I don't know how seriously we're going to have to take sieges on our cities. And so that extra health, us once this thing becomes a city for us, we are sitting on miasma. We don't have alien biology, so we can't clear the miasma. Let's just get over to where it's safe to work and put up a generator. And we'll keep this guy here until I can get an expedition module. This thing, it'll grow in 2 turns. Oh, do we need to grow out to completely surround this colony before we have a city? Well, 2 turns. Am I willing to wait 2 turns? How much exploring can I do in 6 turns? Well, I do want that expedition module. We'll keep him at home. Exploring is probably actually the better choice here, but this being my first game, can't really judge. Cabitha, what do you want? Found value in alien life on this planet, as have they. Alright, so that'll be a positive diplomatic modifier of some kind. We have the same approach towards alien life and miasma. Cool. So if we can be friends with Cabitha and attack Kozlov, that does sound like a good mid-range plan. Aliens detected near Freeland, yes I know. It's all by choice. Alright, so a trade vessel. Let's go and trade with Church of the Dawn's Light first. I haven't seen any sea-based life forms yet, so that's probably safer and might give us better yields. Trade routes by sea, 5 turns, and then we'll go and work on a colonist, because we really do need another city, especially given how long it takes for these little outposts to get established. I thought it'd be like maybe 5 turns, but this is taking us quite a while. Alright, so we'll go for the generator unless... So ecology, we did have something that gives us a boost from food from deserts, and it doesn't require any special improvements. So building out a generator here will be just fine. And let's see, we're growing in 1 turn. We can leave him there. Oh no, seriously? Alright, so I think they're on the other side of the mountain range. CEO Suzanne Fielding of ARC. Nice to meet you. And hopefully you'll go and bother Cabitha and not me. Alright. All this stuff looks suspiciously like miasma. And growth in 3 turns. Yeah, we probably should have explored. We could have explored and come back home by now. But we're committed. I'm fairly certain once the cultural borders expand to the full 7 hexes that'll become a city and we can get our exploration module. But if not, then oops.
1 और 1 11 होते हैं.
Alright, yes, let's work together. Awesome. Which means we might be able to settle another city in here. I wonder how far we can stretch our friendship, because, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We could drop something Well, not on the canyons, but 1, 2, 3. Let's turn the grid on. 1, 2, 3. We could drop a city right here, and that would pick up a lot of nice stuff, including petroleum. 2 petroleum only, but we don't have any other petroleum. So that would be good, because it would get us, well, 2 floatstone, a copper, some chitin, some petroleum. Not worth starting a war over, but if we are friends, we could settle something up here. Well, something to think about. We can turn the yields on as well. And I mean, that is some good food. It's got the river. Desert tiles that will be enhanced by ecology here and building the vivarium. It would get us some more floatstone. And we can do a mix of purity and harmony. Although, if there were ever 2 philosophies that were diametrically opposed, it would be those 2. Alright, the explorer can wait there. Next turn.
1 और 1 11 होते हैं.
Alright, so some trade here. Open borders. We could do open borders, but I'd rather not let her send any cities down here. Is there anything else we could trade? Science per turn. Can we actually sell our science per turn? That sounds like a bad idea. I wanted to buy science per turn, though.
1 और 1 11 होते
We
हैं.
could exchange. That's a pretty high price for science per turn. Open borders, plus lump sum, plus 5 energy per turn. Don't really want that. How many cities does she have? Other players. We can get her to declare war or make peace. Alright, so I don't think I want open borders. I want to keep this area to myself and maybe Kozlov, but Kozlov hasn't expanded yet, and he's just on 2 population. His yields for that city aren't really great. If we rushed military, this might be the best time to take care of the AI before the bonuses. I have no idea what the bonuses the Apollo AI gets, but I'm sure they are considerable. Maybe we should. We'll build up 1 more city and then switch over to military production, take this guy out, and then keep on settling cities. Let's see, if we can find another choke point over here, I'll probably want to settle something over here. And are we a city yet? In 1 turn, hopefully, we'll become a full-on city. So you can wait 1 more turn then. Alien nest destroyed. Or discovered. Ah, I am good at reading. Right, the aliens are founding nests all over the place. Okay, so this is now a city, and that did indeed chew into our health. So now we're at 0 health, stable. When we are stable, we get a 20% boost to outpost growth. At 13 positive, 13 negative. Okay, so in the city, what do we want? We're working the generator spot. Choose production. We'll probably want the old earth relic so we can get more border expansion, as well as unlock more virtues. The next virtue is in 11 turns. That generator. Finished it that very turn, which was perfect for when our city became a real city. And now we've got a new expedition module on our explorer. I think this explorer's got this area taken care of. Let's go and explore a path over to Ark and more of Kabatha's lands. Alright, so if we did want petroleum, there's a 3 petroleum and a 2 petroleum, a lot of food along the river, another xenomass, some chitin, some fungus, and some fruit. So settling right here would be a nice spot if we really wanted to pick up that petroleum. If we settle 1 more over, we could pick up the basalt. If we settled on the other side, we would still have, well, we would be out of range of this gold, but we would be within range of another gold. Well, something to keep in mind. A lot of nice resources around this X.
Our engineering groups have discovered a new efficient method to build and deploy satellites. Once constructed, you can launch a satellite to the orbital layer, which will allow you to project abilities or firepower down to the world below.
Thanks, Flippy. I actually already have a satellite in orbit. Okay, so we finished ecology. We can go and build up the vivarium in our city here. We can probably queue that up. Change production. Is there a production queue? Vivarium queue. New citizen, vivarium in 40 turns. No. I don't quite know how to queue up buildings yet. We'll just go work on the old Earth relic then. And then up next is the vivarium though, because we are surrounded by desert. Alright, so trade vessel. Establish a trade route with Church of the Dawn's Light. That gets us a food, a production, and 4 culture per turn, so not bad. And that's the only trade route we have available right now, so we'll get that going. And what do I want next? We could get a trade route going with Cabitha here. I probably need to scout out the water path to her capital, and that might be a really good idea. Let's do that right now with this explorer. And what do we want next? Let's go and grab the colonist. It's probably time for a colonist. Yeah, colonist in 11 turns. By the time that guy finishes, we'll have finally decided where it is we want to settle. Alright, so there's silica, and the generator's done. We can't clear any miasma. Do I want this by agency? Yes, I do. But do I really want to grab computing, which costs me 400 science versus engineering that's only 100? Do I want to pick up some of this other stuff first? I'm not sure what titanium's used for. Let's see if I search for titanium. Titanium engineering. Alright, it doesn't show me all the texts that require titanium. Alright, 40 turns on computing. That seems a little much. Let's go and pick up either physics or engineering. Let's go grab engineering, so that if we want, we can grab the repair facility, let us pump out land units a little faster. Should we choose to go physics, grab the ranger, and go and attack Kozlov. So 10 turns on engineering seems reasonable here. And miasma, canyon, mountain, hill. We could build something on this hill, but then there are these aliens here. We do have a whole bunch of energy saved up, so I can go and buy the fruit tile, which also has miasma on it. Let's see how long it'll take us to improve the fruit, or tubers rather. Alright, quest updated. New depot built. Amass an adequate surplus of resources. What do we want to do with our abundance of goods? Quest decision. Do we send it to our factories or allow our merchants to trade it freely? So, resources to aid production, +1 production on trade depots, or +1 energy on trade depots. Well, production, 1 production is better than 1 energy as far as I'm concerned. We'll go with 8 production. And aliens detected near Jimboomba. I really do want to become friends with these aliens soon. So we'll just let them be. And this worker, he is currently at 80 hit points. It's going to take him 5 turns to build that plantation. We don't have clearing miasma properties yet. Let's see how many hit points he loses to miasma next turn, and if it's not looking pretty, then we'll have to pull him out. Right, so there is another choke point here. If I settle the city somewhere over here, there's a whole ton of petroleum. Let's turn that grid back on. 1, 2, 3. Settling right here would sort of take up the choke point. We would have the river, so a lot of nice energy yields and food yields. It's a little low on production. There are some hills that we could eventually expand out to. Dropping a city right here would probably be fine. If I want petroleum, it's probably less provocative than dropping a city right by Kavitha's capital. Alright, so 80 hit points on that worker. And loss from miasma, we're down to 70. If it's going to take us another 4 turns, that'll be 40 life. We'll still be alive. We'll need to do some healing, but yeah, let's finish out that plantation. Alright, so I don't know if we're going to be able to reveal a sea path. Okay, if we stand right in that forest, that should do the trick. We'll do that next turn. And 9 turns on the colonist. I am liking this spot to pick up all the petroleum and to sort of lock this area off from Ark. Ooh, Ark just launched a satellite. Alright, we do need to get our science per turn up though if we ever want to get computing and start some espionage going. Alright, so now we do have a sea route. Is there a trade screen where I can review orbital view, victories, upgrade units, covert ops, virtues, and diplomacy? Alright, so there doesn't appear to be a trade summary screen. And I don't know if I can rebase cargo ships like you can in Civ 5. Like if I could build it in Freeland and then switch it over to Jimbu and then go and trade with Mandira. But if I could, that's what I would do. And did we already explore this forest here? Solar Collector, KP Marine, KP Marine. So, Kavitha does have definitely more of an army than we do. We should probably keep an eye on what Kozlov's doing. He's already gone and settled a colony, or an outpost here, to grab up some Firaxite. I think we do need to deal with him before he gets too strong. But I have no idea what good units are in this game, and what techs we should be beelining if we want to get aggressive. So physics for the Ranger, that would be fine. But if I wanted a much stronger unit, so we've got this battle suit, but that's an insane amount of science until we get there. We definitely need to up our science. Attack jet. That's a more manageable amount of science. In computing, where I want to go anyways, we could get the missile rover, which does have some decent range strength. A good 50% more than the Ranger. So getting over to computing does seem like a good plan. And then we could also get the spy agency rolling, some gunboats. Kozlov is, well, he's not directly on the coast. Oh, he is directly on the coast. Alright, so pumping out a marine force might be a good way of dealing with Kozlov. Since I think they do have, well, they definitely have more movement, and I think per level, they also deal more damage. Let's go and compare the gunboat with a range attack of 16 versus the missile rover with 12. Yeah, we'll pump out gunboats. That seems like a good plan for dealing with Kozlov, and we'll just have a couple units nearby to capture the cities. I'm assuming that ranged units, just like in Civ 5, cannot actually do the city capturing. Hey Strat, good evening. Alright, so we've neglected to fire on the alien life forms this entire time. We do have a nest within our territory, so hopefully they'll become friendly with us soon. Let's see, aliens detected, yes, yes. We well know. And how are we coming on this plantation? 1 turn, and we have 40 hit points, so we can definitely finish that out. So the plantation is now complete. Our yields are now very nice looking. Great, and the citizen was auto-assigned there. In fact, let's reset all of our citizens, and what we had them locked on is what the default management would do anyways, so that's just fine. Well, let's quickly review this. All 6 citizens are working all improved tiles, so I'm happy. And our solar collector is still up there. This thing lasts for 60 turns, and we have 13 turns left. And delete the unit, no. How do I? Alright, under the orbital layer, that's fine. Got a trade unit there. Hey Gerlinky, we are playing on normal speed. Alright, aliens detected, yes. We know. Jibuma now has 2 citizens. And they're both working improved tiles, that's great. Alright, where can my worker go to rest up? If I just have him idle inside the city, presumably he'll heal faster, and then we can go and improve something on the hill. Hopefully the aliens will leave us alone. Some more floatstone. And what have we here? A manticore and a siege worm. Alright, so our colonist is going to pop in 5 turns. It might be safe for him to wander out alone, but we should probably get him some form of escort, even if that means... Alright, do I still have the option to make a production queue? Production management. We have change production, production queue, that's what we want. Colonist, add to queue. Let's put a soldier out in front of that. And swap him over. Good. So we'll build the soldier out first, and he will escort the settler. Alright, so a virtue. If we're thinking of getting aggressive with Kozlov, going down the might chain could be good for us, although adaptive tactics isn't going to help us because I'm not planning to fight the aliens. We've already gone quite a ways as far as trying to be friendly with them goes. So gaining experience would be from directly fighting Kozlov. Survivalism, boost against alien life forms, again, I'm not planning on fighting them. Military industrial complex though. Boosting our military production would be pretty useful. And 0.5 health per military unit. That sounds pretty good. We are currently unhealthy. Liberation Army. We get an outpost after conquering an outpost. And if we complete everything in might, we get a 5% boost there. Scavenging. Earn science from killing aliens. I think we're not going to go for that. 20% affinity earned when researching affinity technologies. That sounds pretty useful since affinities are where we get most of our powerful military units from. 40% intrigue from covert operations. So we're not going to be grabbing any of this soon, and this is not going to be immediately relevant. We could go and open knowledge, although foresight is going to help since we're not currently healthy. We could go for industry. We're still building buildings, especially in our expansion. The next steps are energy for every basic resource. We do have quite a few basic resources, so that's a nice boost there. +5 energy in the capital, also decent 15 production towards wonders. I haven't seen any wonders yet. Alright, let's go down industry. What is the kicker that we're going to get from this? 10% energy in every city if we complete the entire tier of industry there. And we are about to complete the tier 1 kicker, which gets us another free virtue. So that actually changes our strategy slightly. If we know we can get 2 free virtues, we could get over to military industrial complex. But I don't think I'm ready to start kicking out a military just yet, especially since I don't have the tech to build rangers or missile rovers or gunboats. Alright, so we're going to need science then. But knowledge isn't going to help us while we're unhealthy. To get healthy, we're going to need health, we're going to need buildings, so sure. Building production bonus there, and how many basic resources do we have? We've got chitin, fiber, basalt, but we're only working 2 basic resources and 3, so that means that getting the +5 energy in the capital is going to be more immediately beneficial. So central planning, great. And this explorer, did he want to come back and escort our future settler, or let's have a look at as much of this continent as we can, and we'll just have the soldier escort the settler as planned. Alright, so this worker. Sleep, do nothing, move mode, build improvements. This spot should be safe from that wolf beetle. There's no miasma here. Let's get over there and put on a farm or a generator, chop that forest and speed along our old earth relic, and add to queue. A clinic would be good insofar as it gets us health, although the penalty for being unhappy, minus 10% science, minus 10% culture, which isn't that harsh. I think I would rather have the trade depot here. It gets us the same amount of production as the recycler and allows trade routes. Although Vivarium... Okay, Vivarium into trade depot. Alright, we've discovered Fort Barca. Trading with them would get us 2 energy and 2 production. Not bad. Only 1 city per colony may trade with each station. Alright, where is Fort Barca? Ah, right over there. So they are potentially within range that we could send a trade route over to them. And this guy, chopping a forest, putting up a generator, or putting up a mine. It's not a desert. We're going to get a lot of food off of these deserts, so I'm fine with getting +2 energy rather than, well, +2 production. Alright, let's go and put a mine in here then. Alright, soldier in 3 turns. Everything is humming along nicely. The aliens are plentiful. We've lost 1 worker to them, but otherwise they have been fairly peaceful. More copper.
Instruct the children not to dream of toys or sweets. Instruct them to dream of infrastructure.
Yes, that's what I'll be telling my children. Not that I have any, but that's a nice, very pragmatic philosophy. Let's, do we need any of this? We've revealed thorium. Do I want a repair facility? Not if I'm going to be pumping mostly gunboats. But the thorium reactor is fairly cheap. We can get that energy rolling in sooner. And a combat rover, strength 12, moves 3. Not bad, we could build one of those as well. But now that we've finished engineering, do we want physics? Or computing is still going to be 4 to 1 turns. So that's not going to be much of an early rush. Let's go physics then. We can get some rangers out. Although, I really do want those gunboats. Gunboats will really do it for us. Other than the ranger, is there any other reason for going for physics? I mean, +2 science. Science from Firaxite. We don't have any Firaxite. Launch complex. We're not. We don't have any petrol, and there aren't any science or satellites that we want to put into orbit. Do I want to spend 41 turns on computing? Well, that's the only thing I have a plan for. I mean, the missile rover, the gunboat, the spy agency. Computing I really want. So, we'll just build buildings that will boost our science output. Do we have any of those? Let's quickly check. Add to queue. Laboratory. Yes, we could definitely build a laboratory. Let's queue that up. And we'll also queue a laboratory up. Well, if we started trading with Cavitha, would we get science off of that? It's worth finding out. That miasma, it is miasma. Let's go over this way instead. And we did discover 1 source of titanium right in our territory. That's great. Okay, so Freeland's been stuck on 6 population for a while. We are growing in 16 turns, which isn't really that rapid. So I'm not too concerned about improving any more tiles. Otherwise, we could definitely go and buy a worker. When does our trade depot finish? How much would that cost to buy out? Purchase trade depot 270. Right, let's go and buy a trade depot. And buy a trade vessel. And we'll see if we can get science off of trading with Cavitha's capital. You've discovered Firebase 1, energy and science per trade route. Where is Firebase 1? Is that one of the little dots down here? Firebase 1, yes. And we've got another quest decision. Familiar exotics. When we came to this planet, we brought a number of plants from old Earth. Somehow, one of these plants has taken root outside of Freeland and turned invasive. If left unchecked, it could convert the local environment to a more Earth-like ecosystem. Whether or not that is a good thing must be decided. Alright, so if I want to pursue harmony, we should control the outbreak. If I want to pursue purity and supremacy. So according to this, we've already started going down the purity and supremacy route. Then again, I have, or I could potentially have, a whole ton of xenomass, which is the strategic resource that I need for harmony. But it does require that I convert these aliens to friendly status. We don't have any floatstone within our territory yet, although we'll soon could easily expand to 2 floatstone here. That's a total of 6 floatstone versus 2 xenomass, 3 xenomass, and 7 xenomass. It all depends on how easy it will be for us to pacify these aliens. For now, I don't mind turning this planet into a little more like Earth. But if we have all this miasma, fine, we'll contain the outbreak. It'd be irresponsible for us to let Earth's plants run wild on the rest of the planet. Alright, so there's our soldier done. He can just hang out here until the attack, move, do nothing, alert, fortify. Until our colonist finishes. Trade vessel? Alright, what can we do here? The oceans do look safe. We can establish a trade route. Oh yeah, 10 science off of that. That's doubling our science. We should have done this a long time ago. Alright, so just like in Brave New World, trade routes are a huge booster. So we'll get that going. Now that cuts computing down to 20 turns. Oops. And, ooh,
Your
crash satellites.
Noticed something strange nearby. It could be a ruin, some sort of wreckage, or perhaps alien in nature. You should order your explorer to the site and excavate it to see if there is something worthwhile to be found.
Thank you, Clippy. And Kavtha is quite pleased with our trade. That's excellent. Alright, so I've been live for 2 hours now. I'm going to take a short 5 to 10 minute break to go eat a snack, and I will be back. Hopefully you guys will stick with me. If you've been sitting at the computer for 2 hours straight, I do encourage you to get up and stretch your legs. And yeah, thanks for watching me stream. I'll be back in 5 to 10.